stuff on. No, that's right. Big head.
No. Adjourned, yes. Good evening, everybody. Adequate notice of this meeting, as required by the Open Public Meetings Act, was provided through the posting, mailing, and filing of the annual notice of regularly scheduled meetings of the Town Council on December 12, 2023. The notice was, on that date, posted on the bulletin board in the municipal building, provided to the Westfield Leader and the Star Ledger, and filed with the clerk of the town of Westfield. Ms. Lashley, may I have a roll call?
Mayor Brindle?
Here.
Council members Hapgood?
Here.
Dardia?
Here.
Domagallo?
Here.
Kiefer?
Here.
Saunders?
Here.
Armento?
Here.
Contract? Here. Mackey?
Here. Please rise for the invocation which will be given to Councilman Hapgood and remain standing for the salute.
As we convene this meeting this evening, let us draw upon the values of inclusivity and understanding that define our community. Regardless of our individual faiths or philosophies, let us unite in our dedication to fostering a safe, prosperous, and equitable environment for all who call this town home. May our discussions be marked by civility and our decisions guided by compassion. Together, let us strive to build a future that reflects the best aspirations of our shared humanity.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Jim?
Just have two quick comments, Mayor. Just a reminder to the public or those that have joined the pool, Memorial Pool opens up on Saturday. It's its third sold-out season with a waiting list since the COVID years, which is still an amazing feat after coming out of that for everybody. So Saturday opens up. I want to thank the recreation staff, Megan Schaefer, Lauren Conrad, particularly the whole staff there for doing a lot of work so far and a lot more work between now and Saturday morning. So, but again, Memorial Pool opens up Saturday. And the other thing, I know you'll mention it, Mayor, briefly, but just want to highlight just thanking the police and fire departments today and Public Works Department for installing the four-way stop at Clark and Dudley. These seem like simple things, but they actually really are not. And between Public Works today, Roads Division, Tree Division, and of course the police being out there doing a phenomenal job of making sure it's safe, obviously with the signage and being present out there today as for its first day is a big deal. So I thank those departments for putting the effort in today, and this is what it takes to do something the right way. So I just want to thank their departments. Thanks.
Great, thank you, Jim. Before I get into my remarks, we have a proclamation tonight, and it is to recognize the 10th annual National Gun Violence Awareness Day, and I'd like to thank the council. We all got the memo. Wear orange, and I'm going to get up and I want to thank Vita Larkin who brought this to our attention and her group. So if you guys want to come up, and I'll read this. I also want to thank this council and quite frankly all the other previous councils. When I was elected as mayor, one of the very first things I did was sign on to Mayors Against Illegal Guns, and was incredibly proud of that, and also proud that we have the support of every council since then for this proclamation, which is unfortunately becoming increasingly important in our times. So, whereas every day more than 120 Americans are killed by gun violence, and more than 200 are shot and wounded, with an average of more than 17,000 gun homicides every year. And whereas Americans are 26 times more likely to die by gun homicide than people in other high-income countries. And whereas New Jersey has 427 gun deaths every year, with a rate of 4.8 deaths per 100,000 people, a crisis that costs the state $5.3 billion each year, of which $169 million is paid by taxpayers. New Jersey has the 5th lowest rate of gun deaths in the U.S. And whereas cities and small towns across the nation, including Westfield, are working to end the senseless violence with evidence-based solutions. And whereas support for the Second Amendment rights of law-abiding citizens goes hand in hand with keeping guns away from people with dangerous histories. And whereas protecting public safety in our communities is our highest responsibility, and our law enforcement officers, in partnership with local violence intervention activists and resources, know their communities best, are the most familiar with local criminal activity and how to address it, and are best positioned to understand how to keep our citizens safe. And whereas gun violence prevention is more important than ever as we see an increase in firearm homicide and non-fatal shootings across the country, increased calls to domestic violence hotlines, and an increase in city gun violence. And whereas in January 2013, Hadiah Pendleton was tragically shot and killed at age 15, and on June 2nd, 2023, to recognize her 26th birthday, people across the United States will recognize National Gun Violence Awareness Day and wear orange in tribute to Hadiah Pendleton, other victims of gun violence, and the loved ones of those victims. And whereas the idea was inspired by a group of Hadiah's friends who asked their classmates to commemorate her life by wearing orange. They chose this color because hunters wear orange to announce themselves to other hunters when out in the woods, and orange is a color that symbolizes the value of human life. And whereas anyone can join this campaign by pledging to wear orange on June 7th, the first Friday in June in 2024, to help raise awareness about gun violence, and by wearing orange, Americans will raise awareness about gun violence and honor the lives of gun violence victims and survivors. And whereas we renew our commitment to reduce gun violence and pledge to do all we can to keep firearms out of the hands of people who should not have access to them, and encourage responsible gun ownership to help keep our families and communities safe. Now therefore, I, Mayor Shelley Brindle, along with the members of the Town Council, declares June 7th, 2024 as National Gun Violence Awareness Day in the town of Westfield, and in doing so, encourage all citizens to support efforts to prevent the tragic effects of gun violence and to honor and value human lives. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mayor Brindle, council members, for providing this proclamation for National Gun Violence Awareness Day. I just wanted to invite the community out. Moms Demand Action, the organization that we represent, which is supporting this, have two events on Saturday, June 1st at 8:30 a.m. in Plainfield. We're having a march from the Arts Center to the City Hall. And then on June 7th at 5 p.m. in Summit, we're having a rally at the Green in Summit across from the train station. All members of the Westfield community are welcome, and we'd love to have you join. And then at the very least, on June 7th, wear orange to support the cause. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Here, get a picture. And ladies, you don't have to stay. We won't be insulted. I also do want to thank Chief Badalora, who's also been very supportive of many of these gun violence prevention efforts. So thank you too for that. So with that, just a few updates and comments to follow up on what Jim had said. I do want to thank all the members of the community and to Councilman Domagal and Armento and David Kiefer, who came to the fire bell service yesterday, and really who joined us for yesterday's service to honor the members of the armed services who gave their lives defending our freedom. It was great. We got to acknowledge Vietnam veteran and Grand Marshal Jack Ford, and to hear from Colonel Mary Jo Rice Mahoney, who heroically served as a wartime nurse in multiple conflicts, including the Vietnam War. And even though we did not have a parade, unfortunately, I do want to thank Joe Mindak, who was instrumental in getting all the pieces in place, and Keith Gibbons, who helped organize yesterday's service. I do want to let everybody know that in honor of Memorial Day, the Westfield Veterans Banner Program is now displaying the latest round of banners to recognize our veterans and active duty military personnel. They'll be displayed through Veterans Day in partnership between the town and the Westfield Veterans Fund, which is a 501c3 organization. And we are accepting applications for next year's 50 banners, which can be submitted through March on our website. So I hope you all consider nominating someone to be there, to be on the banners. As Jim mentioned, there's the new Always Stop installation at Clark and Dudley, following the adoption of the ordinance early this month by this council. As noted, it is being taken at the recommendation of the Public Safety Transportation Parking Committee and followed, God bless you, followed by requests made by residents as well as subsequent traffic warrant analysis that determined the intersection would met the threshold for the Always Stop. Also, if you go there, as Jim mentioned, you'll notice that the line of sight conditions on Clark, they got rid of a lot of low-hanging tree limbs were cut, stop bars were moved up to allow vehicles to stop closer to the intersection. So new striping is in place. There's no 50 feet parking within the stop sign. So as he mentioned, while it might seem as simple stop sign installation, it's a much more complex and coordinated effort than what may seem. So. Also, upcoming events, we are looking forward to celebrating Juneteenth with the community at Bethel Baptist Church on Saturday, June 15th from 11 to 4. It's bigger and better this year with food, fun, and fellowship for the family as we come out and celebrate this important holiday commemorating the end of slavery. And it's a collaboration of many different organizations, including the Martin Luther King Jr. Association, the Bethel Baptist Church, Westfield Neighborhood Council, Westfield Community Center, Holy Trinity Church, and St. Luke Zion Church, all of whom will be partnering with the town. I also want to invite everybody, always a fun event on Thursday, June 13th, to celebrate Pride Month. We begin the festivities right outside at 5:30 by raising the Pride flag here at Town Hall, a tradition that was started in 2019. And then we follow a very fun walk to the Rainbow Crosswalks at Quimby and Elm, and there will be music and refreshments. It is a really fun, joyous event. It also not only celebrates inclusivity, but also what's really joyous to see how many, the increasing number of students who participate. So I hope everybody will consider being there. I also, just on the DWC front, I do want to thank everyone. Everyone knows Burham. I never say his last name correctly. Rajaj, owner of Out of Hound Pizza. As you know, he is a well-known community volunteer, but he had to resign from the DWC board from some personal conflicts, but he has served in a significant capacity over the past 3 years. So I just want to publicly thank Burham for his service to the community and really grateful for his dedication to our downtown. And so with the arrival of warm weather, you'll see, hopefully you've seen, downtown is hopping. It's a very busy time of the year, and I'm going to let Councilman Hapgood, who is the liaison to the Downtown Westfield Corporation, just give a few updates on what's coming up.
Thank you, Mayor. I know we're all looking forward to the return of Sweet Sounds, which will kick off on July 2nd and then will be held every Tuesday evening through the end of August. I believe beginning at 6 and running until 9. Once again, we'll close Quimby to all vehicles on Tuesday nights for this very popular summer event, and the DWC will be sharing the weekly lineup of bands and additional details, so start following them on Instagram or check out the westfieldtoday.com website. Spring into Fitness is a new event that the DWC is sponsoring this year. It's also happening now until the end of June, every Saturday morning at 10 a.m., featuring a new fitness class, a new fitness organization in town takes the lead, and a variety of local businesses each week, and that's happening in Foundation Park. This Saturday, it'll be Superfly, a new business on Quimby. So come on Saturday morning and check out the rest of the full schedule on the DWC website. So that's 10 a.m. on Saturday mornings. I'm also pleased to report that in our conference session this evening, the council approved the first ever cornhole tournament, which also will be held in Foundation Park. The DWC is going to be hosting it, and it's going to happen on Saturday, June 29th. watch out for more details in the coming days. And I also wanted to mention, Mayor, thank you for reminding the community about the Pride flag raising and the march. We're trying to dream up some more activities for the end of the march at the
good.
Rainbow Crosswalk. So
Perfect.
stay tuned for more information on that too.
And fingers crossed for good weather.
Yes, exactly.
So regarding tonight's agenda, on the legislative front, we have several important items, a few of which I just want to highlight. We will hear an ordinance on second reading for the use of our capital improvements fund to enable the town's investment in priority areas such as parking system equipment and technology, recreation and fields, and stormwater management. No debt service is generated from this authorization. It is fully funded by the budget. And from the Code Review and Town Property Committee, I am thrilled to have ordinances on first reading tonight to historically designate 3 separate homes on West Dudley Avenue, which is a very fitting way to mark the end of Historic Preservation Month. We had the great pleasure of Councilman Damagala educating all of us. He's a great student on historic preservation, which was terrific. So it's great because these 3 designations bring our total to 16 since we've been in office, and really reflects our commitment to making historic preservation a priority. I do want to thank our very dedicated Historic Preservation Commission for their ongoing commitment to highlighting and protecting our history through the designation of these homes. And of course, many thanks to the owner of these homes who are voluntarily designating them as historic landmarks for future generations to enjoy, and to particular to owner Jackie Brevard, who has been working on this for years with her neighbors. So it's great to see her efforts come to fruition. So after we vote on it tonight, it goes to the ordinances go to the planning board for review and then comes back here for public hearing and adoption. So with that, we'll get to tonight's agenda. Ms. Lashy, are there any advertised hearings?
Yes, Mayor, there are 2 advertised hearings. First is for Special Ordinance 2024-03, capital ordinance of the Town of Westfield, County of Union, State of New Jersey, authorizing the making of various public improvements and acquisitions in, by, and for the town, appropriating therefore the sum of $635,000 and providing that such sum so appropriated shall be raised from the capital improvement fund of the town. Anyone wishing to be heard on Special Ordinance 2024-03, please come to the microphone, state your name and address for the record. Seeing no one, Mayor, you may close the hearing.
This hearing is closed.
Next is General Ordinance 2024-12, an ordinance to amend the Code of the Town of Westfield, Chapter 29A. Anyone wishing to be heard on General Ordinance 2024-12, please come to the microphone, state your name and address for the record. Seeing no one, Mayor, you may close the hearing.
This hearing is closed. Councilman Hapgood, please move for the adoption of Special Ordinance number 2024-03.
I'd like to move for the adoption of Special Ordinance number 2024-03, capital ordinance of the Town of Westfield in the County of Union, New Jersey, authorizing the making of various public improvements and acquisitions in, by, and for the town, appropriating therefore the sum of $635,000 and providing that such sum so appropriated shall be raised from the capital improvement fund of the town.
May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Contract. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Councilmembers Hapgood,
Yes.
Dardia,
Yes.
Damagala,
Yes.
Kiefer,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Armento,
Yes.
Contract,
Yes.
Mackey,
Yes.
Mayor Brindle.
Yes. This motion is carried. Councilman Contract, please move for the adoption of General Ordinance number 2024-12.
I would like to move for the adoption of General Ordinance number 2024-12, an ordinance to amend the Code of the Town of Westfield, Chapter 29A.
May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Damagala. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Councilmembers Hapgood,
Yes.
Dardia,
Yes.
Damagala,
Yes.
Kiefer,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Armento,
Yes.
Contract,
Yes.
Mackey, Mayor Brindle.
Yes, this motion is carried. May I have a meeting to approve the minutes for the Town Council Conference and regular meetings of May 14, 2024? So moved by Councilman Dardia. Second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Saunders. Any discussion? All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? This motion is carried. Now it's time for open discussion by citizens. Anyone may come up to the microphone and speak to the council on any subject on which we have jurisdiction. Please state your name and address for the record and limit your comments to 5 minutes, please. Okay, hearing none, I close this portion of the meeting and move to bills and claims. Councilman Hapgood.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to move bills and claims in the amount of $372,328.07.
May I have a second? Second by Councilman Mackey. Any discussion? All in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Opposed? This motion is carried. Next on the agenda is reports to standing committees, beginning with the Finance Policy Committee. Councilman Hapgood.
I have 10 resolutions I'd like to move as a package. A resolution authorizing the CFO to refund Recreation Department fees. A resolution authorizing the CFO to draw a warrant for the Board of Adjustment escrow monies. A resolution authorizing the CFO to draw a warrant for unused parking permit fee. A resolution authorizing the CFO to draw a warrant for overpaid taxes. A resolution authorizing the CFO to refund police department fees. A resolution authorizing application to the BPU Community Energy Plan Implementation Grant Program. A resolution to award contract for fencing installations at various locations. A resolution to award contract for memorial pool splash pad improvements, just in time for next weekend. Resolution to approve Neil Rubenstein as our tax assessor, and resolution establishing an estimated tax rate.
May I have a second?
Second.
I'd like to acknowledge our tax assessor, Neil Rubenstein, and we're thrilled to be reappointing you here tonight, and very grateful for your last 4 years, right? Service, which is unbelievable. Well, thank you for coming back and do it again. We know it's not an easy job, and you're not always the most popular person in town, but we appreciate it. So thank you. Yeah, exactly. All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? This motion has carried. What? Did I do something? No, I seconded it already. Don. I did. Oh, Mike Damagala, I'm sorry, I said second. Mike Damagala was the second. Okay. Oh, Jesus. My God.
Many
Can I just say
Mikes and
Mike
Davids.
seconded, and there 3 people can answer. Just say Mike seconded it. I'm sorry, Councilman. It is crazy. Okay, this motion has carried, and congratulations, Neil. Thank you. Next is the Code Review and Town Property Committee. Councilman Contract.
I would like to move a resolution to approve children's amusement device licenses.
May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Armento. Any discussion? All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? This motion is carried.
I would also like to move General Ordinance Number 2024-13 on first reading, an ordinance designating 218 West Dudley Avenue, shown on the town tax map as Block 903, Lot 41, as a historic landmark, and modifying the zoning map.
May I have a second? Second by Councilman Mackey. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Councilmembers Hapgood,
Yes.
Dardia,
Yes.
Domagala,
Yes.
Kiefer,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Armento,
Yes.
Contract,
Yes.
Mackey, Mayor Brindle.
Yes, this motion has carried.
Next, I would like to move General Ordinance Number 2024-14 on first reading, an ordinance designating 248 West Dudley Avenue, shown on the town tax map as Block 903, Lot 45, as a historic landmark, and modifying the zoning map.
May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Domagala. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Councilmembers Hapgood,
Yes.
Dardia,
Yes.
Domagala,
Yes.
Kiefer,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Armento,
Yes.
Contract,
Yes.
Mackey, Mayor Brindle.
Yes, this motion has carried.
And last, I would like to move General Ordinance Number 2024-15 on first reading, an ordinance designating 266 West Dudley Avenue, shown on the town tax map as Block 903, Lot 48, as a historic landmark, and modifying the zoning map.
May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Armento. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Councilmembers Hapgood,
Yes.
Dardia,
Yes.
Domagala,
Yes.
Kiefer,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Armento,
Yes.
Contract,
Yes.
Mackey, Mayor Brindle.
Yes, this motion has carried. May I have a motion to adjourn? Nice by Councilman Contract. Second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Kiefer. All in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Opposed? This motion is carried. This meeting is adjourned. Good night, everyone.